In this episode of CobbTV, we are talking about the drumming style of Mitch Mitchell from the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Yes, and be sure to like and subscribe for more epic musical content. Mitch Mitchell was heavily inspired by the jazz drummers of the 60s, specifically Elvin Jones, as a lot of the aspiring drummers in that day were. But what made Mitch Mitchell different was he was one of the first to pull off some of those licks in the rock idiom. He often gets called and pigeonholed as a rock drummer because that's the genre and the style that he was playing, but I would actually argue that he is one of the first fusion drummers, one of the first to blend jazz and rock successfully. Most of all, he was a very musical player. He would play the melody a lot of the times behind Jimi Hendrix. My favorite examples of how musical his playing is and how melodic he is the Wind Cries Mary. Now, another stylistic thing that's happening in the Wind Cries Mary is he's opening his hi-hat gradually as opposed to just on the ands of beat or even on the downbeats, but he's actually just kind of slowly raising his hi-hat during the groove and then shutting it again. He does that in a lot of other songs, but that's something that's really hard to pull off, and I don't really see a lot of other drummers doing that, so that's definitely something that's pretty unique to him, as well as he could be doing those hits on just one cymbal, but he's doing different cymbals because he's playing melodically. He's trying to match the tones of Hendrix's guitar. Another good example of that is in Spanish Castle Magic. If I had another floor tom, I could demonstrate that better, but the dun 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 dun. You know, a lot of drummers, they might just play that cadence just on one floor tom and one snare. Mitch Mitchell, he's really following the descending line of Hendrix's guitar. Spanish Castle Magic has a pretty heavy R&B groove, playing that backbeat on the and of 4 on every other bar. But I have to say my favorite funky beat that Mitch Mitchell plays is, of course, in Little Miss Lover, and he actually opens that track, and it's gonna sound a little bit like this. Another great track off of Axis Bold as Love that starts out with drums is She's So Fine. In that cadence, it's almost like he's playing a melody. He's using that drum fill as a motif to just convey this musical idea as opposed to playing a straight groove, which he would do a lot. In You catch what I'm saying there? Another subtle track that is one of the more deeper cuts. It's off of Are You Experienced? And it's just got Mitch Mitchell playing with the snares off, and he's playing like this tribal thing, but again, there's a lot of melody in what he's doing, and of course that song is May This Be Love. I can't just end the video without talking about the drum fills that Mitch Mitchell would play first. He definitely knew his rudiments, and he pulled a lot of his ideas from the great jazz drummers of the time. Nothing he did was ever stepping on Hendrix's toes, even though he was a very busy and technical player. Everything he did complemented musically what Hendrix was playing. So, the best example I have for you is in the song Manic Depression. Six-stroke roll. Right, left, right, left. And again, I think he pulled that one from Elvin Jones. Another lick that you probably didn't even think was Elvin Jones is that triplet thing. A lot of times people associate that with Bonham, but Mitch Mitchell did it on the record before Bonham, and I've heard Elvin Jones do it on the record before Mitch Mitchell, and I'm sure Elvin stole it from somewhere else too. That triplet thing is also associated with Dave Grohl in more modern times, but it's a jazz lick, and a lot of people think of it as a rock and roll lick. In that last fill that I demonstrated for you, he's playing a paradiddle, but he, plays a paradiddle around the drum set. Right, left, right, left, left, right. That paradiddle groove he actually repeats a lot throughout the catalog of Jimi Hendrix. It was one of his go-to licks. You can hear it in the song If 6 Was 9. I could honestly go on all day about the drumming style of Mitch Mitchell. He was just an amazing drummer, and there's just so much to unpack. He was really unique, one of a kind, and a lot of people did, in fact, borrow his licks. Stuart Copeland is another drummer who is heavily influenced by him. Anyways, I digress. Really, if you want to get inside the head of Mitch Mitchell's, listen to those jazz records and listen to all the stuff he did with the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experienced, Axis, Bold as Love, and of course, the tracks he played on in Electric Ladyland. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more epic musical content. But in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.